The void of space was silent. Planets circled their suns in peace. Empires moved like tides across the stars. And yet, whispers spread of something hidden, something restless. It began in the Academy world at Shaw, where younglings of many species studied together. It was a place of order, of rules, where no violence was tolerated. But one day the silence broke. A roar echoed through the iron halls, a sound that froze blood even in the bravest of soldiers. It was not a weapon. It was not an army. It was a beast. The guards rushed, weapons in hand. Yet what they saw stopped them cold. The beast stood not in rage, but in watchful stillness. Its eyes were fixed not on prey, but on children, its cubs. And beside them a human child. The galaxy had mocked humanity as weak, fragile, unworthy of respect. But the beast had chosen otherwise, and that choice would shake the stars. The creature towered above the children. For like midnight shadow, muscles coiled with strength. Legends called it an apex predator from forgotten worlds. A nightmare said to obey no master. Yet here it was, lowering its massive head as a human girl placed a small hand upon its snout. Her touch did not tremble. Her voice did not waver. The beast leaned into her palm as if she were kin. The alien guards dared not move. They had seen predators before, but never one that ignored authority, never one that defied fear itself. What stunned them most was not the beast's presence, but the human's calm. For in her eyes there was no terror, only understanding. News spread like fire. A beast, a human, and a bond no empire could explain. Scholars argued. Warriors sharpened blades. Politicians whispered in panic. If such power could be tamed by fragile humanity, what else lay hidden behind their quiet masks? The galaxy began to wonder. Had they underestimated Earth? On distant worlds, council chambers erupted with shouts. Ambassadors spoke of control, of treaties, of danger. But beneath their words was fear, raw and undeniable. For the beast was not just a predator. It was ancient, older than most civilizations still standing. Its kind had been hunted to near extinction, believed gone forever. And yet one had returned, not in chains, not in war, but in the company of a child from Earth. Why humanity? Why not the proud warrior races? Why not the scholars who bent knowledge to their will? Why this fragile species who broke easily, who healed slowly, who bled red upon the stones? The answer whispered in shadows was simple. Because humanity was never fragile at all. They endured storms. They endured fire. They endured every cruelty of nature. And in silence, they grew strong. Now the galaxy asked, if a beast could kneel to a human child, what would armies do when humanity rose? Across the Orion Arm, fleets stirred. The Dracs, proud rulers of war, declared the beast must be taken, studied, controlled. The Ceres scholars demanded its mind be mapped, its loyalty tested. The Council of 12 voted in secret to eliminate both beast and child before the story spread further. But it was too late. Stories travel faster than fleets. Already soldiers whispered around campfires. Already citizens spoke in hushed voices. If a human could bond with a beast of nightmares, perhaps their leaders had lied about human weakness all along. And fear turned to anger. Why had the empires hidden Earth for so long? Why had they mocked them, chained them, restricted their growth among the stars? Perhaps because the truth was dangerous. A predator recognizes another predator. The empires saw themselves in humanity, and they trembled. The child did not understand the storm she had awakened. She only knew that the beast followed her, guarded her, and growled at anyone who came too near. Where she walked, whispers followed. Where she laughed, rumors grew louder. One night, in the silent halls of the Academy, the beast lifted its head to the stars, and its roar carried through the void. On distant ships, alarms rang. On council worlds, leaders woke from restless sleep. The sound was not just a roar. It was a warning. The beast had claimed, and the claim was final. Beside it stood a human, small, quiet, unshaken, for humanity had never needed to be the loudest. Their strength was patience. Their power was resilience. And now they had a guardian older than empires and stronger than fleets. The galaxy had always measured power in numbers, in firepower, in technology, but humanity had found something else: loyalty. And loyalty could not be broken. The first empire moved to strike. A fleet of warships descended upon the Academy world, intent on seizing both beast and child. The sky burned with engines. The ground trembled with their landing. But when the first soldier raised his weapon, the beast stood tall, and every system on the planet flickered, as though the stars themselves bent to its call. The soldiers froze, for in the silence that followed, it was not the beast who moved. It was a human. She stepped forward, her voice soft but steady. One word, that was all, and the beast obeyed. It unleashed fury so swift and merciless that even the war-hardened soldiers of the Empire dropped their weapons in surrender. The fleet withdrew, shaken, broken, carrying stories that would haunt them forever. And in the aftermath, no one laughed at humanity again. Some called them dangerous. Some called them cursed. But most began to whisper prayers. Not to gods, but to the humans who walked with beasts. The council tried to bury the story. Records were sealed, witnesses silenced, reports destroyed. But truth is a living thing. It crawls between cracks, it slips through walls, it echoes where no chains can bind it. And so the legend grew. The beast that found its cubs beside a human child. The roar that silenced fleets. The word that shattered armies. Empires watched humanity with new eyes. What other beasts would follow them? What other secrets did Earth hold in its oceans, its forests, its hidden skies? If one child could command loyalty beyond comprehension, what would an army of humans unleash? The galaxy had always feared extinction, but now it feared survival. For it was no longer the strongest who ruled the stars. It was the quiet ones, the patient ones, the ones who waited until the moment mattered. And when the moment came, humanity rose. The galaxy begged for mercy, but mercy was never promised.